One of the things that I love to see more than anything else is all of this amazing food. Oh my gosh, even I can't stand how wonderful this is.
Look at the strawberries.
I know, look at the strawberries. We have to see the carrots too because they're so easy to cook because they're already grated and small. We've got protein, we have these beautiful mushrooms, and boy, I've got to tell you, you guys, you do a great job at display. We've got, is this ham or pork chops? Pork chops, yay, pork chops. Cheese and yogurt, excellent, and more carrots, good, because that'll keep them nice and fresh. Okay. Oh, one of the greatest things in the world to see, which is eggs. This is wonderful. Thank you. This is great. Mary is our director, and Pat is one of our volunteers. Pat, how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing it a long time.
And what are we looking for now? We're looking to move. We are.
We're very hopeful.
Yes, we're doing our shameless commercial while we tell you about how important HipNap and Nourish New York is. What kinds of benefit do those provide to the food pantry
They
here?
provide all kinds of fresh fruit and vegetables, which is great for us to be able to give people all through the year. Salad kits and fresh apples, but usually we have grapefruits, oranges. Today we have strawberries, and that really helps fill their diet with productive things.
One little girl said to us, when we go to the food pantry, we eat 3 meals a day.
Here are our backroom volunteers for today. Hi, I'm Lori. What is your name?
Judy.
Judy? And
Hi, I'm Susan.
hi, Susan. I'm doing a video for New York State because they need to know how important it is that they continue to provide funding for HipNap and Nourish New York. So I'm just giving them a tour of our food pantry so that they see how important it is that we are feeding our guests with the most nutritious foods possible. So this is actually a rented space. We are fortunate to have volunteers who walk our guests around. We have choice back here.
That's right.
We're not just filling a bag.
Absolutely.
That's wonderful. And you get to know people when you're back here too. Yeah, that's really wonderful. How long have you been volunteering here?
I think I've been like 4 or 5 years. And I started in August.
Congratulations and thank you. We really appreciate it. So I'm going to move over to across the street to talk a little bit more about how important these programs are to us and to all of our neighbors and guests who come to our food pantry. With our pantry as a backdrop, right back there, that brick building that we're renting, and sitting in the new construction that is going to be the pantry, our NOAA free community meal offices and other nutrition. We hope food is medicine programming as well. We recognize the commitment that we need to make, even though it's difficult, in order to make sure that we're feeding our neighbor and that we're actually nourishing the people in our community, particularly children. If 1 in 4 adults in New York State is food insecure and doesn't know where their next meal is coming from, what does that say about the children in those households? And what we've recognized is that the number of people in a household is increasing. So for example, at the beginning of the pandemic, a household might have been 3 or 4 people. We're recognizing that 5 or 6 people are now living in many households. The number of guests that we are serving at our food pantry has gone up nearly 500%. The number of households has gone up nearly 300%. What we are dealing with is an ever-increasing number of people, children, families, to feed in our community without the programming that we need in order to make sure that we can continue to meet those nutritional needs. HipNap and Nourish New York are among the top programs that we are grateful for because they provide so much. Now the food pantry, which is right back there in the background, ran in 2023 at a $5,000 deficit. They couldn't afford to buy all the food that they needed at nearly 1 ton per week. Volunteer-run organization, driving back and forth to the regional food bank to get the food to make sure that we have things to give to our neighbors. But a $5,000 deficit is a big deal in our community. So we recognize that if there were more grants available, if there was more HipNap and Nourish New York money to help us partner with our farmers in order to get some of their excellent foods into our pantries for more people at both our food pantry and our NOAA free meal program, as well as our food as medicine program, that would be a great help, not just to us, but to the people in our community who desperately need our help. So Governor, elected officials, State of New York, help us out. So I'm standing in our facility, which is called One Church Street, and behind me is the front door that I just came in. Food pantry's right across the street. And what you're seeing behind me, this is all going to be brand new food pantry space that we're going to be filling with our refrigerators and our shelving and all the kinds of things that we need to do to serve our neighbor well. I did want to point out that we not only have this space, we're going to have all of this wonderful space for storage for our non-perishables as well, which has been a challenge for us, we've recognized, as we go forward with some of the work that we're doing. How important is Nourish New York and how important is HipNap? I guess the question is how important is eating? What did you have for breakfast this morning? What did I have for breakfast this morning? I had things that Nourish New York could have provided. I had potatoes and I had eggs, and those were things that we found during the pandemic that people were able to provide for our guests at very low cost. Our NOAA community director, we have a free meal every Sunday as well. She was so excited because she could get butter for our guests, because butter is one of those things that is almost always out of reach of most of the people who come to our food pantries. So we will continue to make our commitment to ensure that people in our neck of the woods here in Johnstown and Fulton County are able to access the healthy foods they need to make sure that they can thrive in their lives. And what we're asking New York State to do is to restore HipNap and to restore SNAP, so that we can be assured that our guests are going to have those amazing healthy foods that you saw, minus the $5,000 deficit that our food pantry faced this year because they were so busy making sure people got fed that they realized they had to spend more money than they had in order to feed our guests. We really need the commitment of our government officials to recognize what hunger looks like in New York and to understand how it is that we plan to alleviate it, because it is our responsibility to care for our neighbors. Thanks.